figured I'd come into my greenhouse this morning. It's 80 degrees currently in here, so I have one fan going. But I had grabbed this morning. This is the Celosia Cockscomb, and they have already reseeded themselves in the area. Although this one, you can kind of see, is like a new hybrid. All the other ones were like a burgundy color, and then this one turned into almost like a neon orangey peach. So my sister really enjoyed it, and I thought I would collect the seeds from it and hoping that it will hybridize the same as it did. And so if you are not familiar with Celosia, it actually reseeds prolifically. So if you can see all those itty bitty seeds just from this, and they're not even done. So I highly suggest, if you have an area in your garden that you just want some nice bright color, is to get some Celosia, and it will reseed itself. So what I'm going to do is get as many seeds as I can right now from the start and let it finish drying out, and it will collect more. It's crazy how many you can get from them. Hundreds from just one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in another container for right now so I can collect. So I will reuse containers from meat sources, like, you know, slices and or pastries, and use them before I recycle them. So I don't know if you can see those seeds at all up in there, but that's what I'm going to, if you can see those, that's what I'm going to go ahead and just so you could see, they're already collecting in there just from me dropping this in there. So an abundance is definitely doesn't even capture how many. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up these seed trays. I watered this already, not watered this a bit. So I'm going to water some more. This way the soil is already moist. Before putting them in their seed trays. So this is a good example just to see that although you may water the top of your soil, it doesn't always get your bottom and middle portions of your soil. So I'm just going to go ahead and place these in. And it doesn't take very long for Celosia to germinate. Like I said, I have them reseeding themselves in the gardens, and I've also been seeding them in here in the greenhouse. And I will reuse nursery pots as well until they break, because many times they're very thin, especially these flats. But they're, in a sense, like plugs, so you can up-pot them quite easily into the soil or into a larger pot if you want. So why not take advantage of something before they are completely okay. I'm gonna go grab some right. So it's easier for me to transport them. I want to keep these separate from the other Celosia that I have. I'll write it down on a tag as well. The only thing I can think of is calling it the Orange Celosia Cockscomb. So let's see. I'm going to try doing, they're so tiny. And I do have some chaff. Let's see. So I'm just going to spread a couple. I can't even see the seed just because they're dark, almost like a black, dark brown. So I'm just going to spread them as best as I can. Again, these are not for reselling. This is just for personal use. Okay, I have more in the containers, so I'll just dump those in. I'll just do on the outside. And honestly, I would say probably a good 90% of germination rate, if not more. And I'll show you what I have already germinated. Not this particular one though, just the regular cockscomb and celosia that I have from the yard. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18 plus 5 is 23. So I have 23 cells, although I have probably a good 5 to 10 seed per cell. So, and that's not including all of the other seeds that are still dropping. So I'm gonna let this finish dripping, and then in the interim, I'll show you what I already have growing. So you can see I have different celosia at different stages of growth. So this one, I started these last week, and you can see the itty bitty little seeds, hopefully. I just threw some down, and this will be a mix of the yellow and the pinks. But you can see how prolific of growers they are. And I did toss them in here too, so I have some here in this transgantia. And somehow I have a oxalis growing as well. So that's pretty exciting. So I don't know if it was just a volunteer from somehow, but it is there. Then here, as you can see, more that are growing. So I'll be thinning these out as well. And then here I have some inland oats growing in that one, and here is some more celosia and an inland oats. So I'll separate those. I did the same here, some celosia with some inland oats, and then inland oats and then some celosia. So pretty excited. Like I said, these grow quite quickly, and so I'll be taking these out, thinning them out, and then placing them in the landscape. There are 3 that I have here as well that I had started. This one should be yellow because you can see the stem is more on the yellow side. So we'll see how that one comes up. Pretty excited about that one. And then a larger one too. So I did want to show you when I did the plant haul from the San Antonio Botanical Gardens, I had several of the branches from the Blue Mind, or it was Blue Daze, anyhow, that had fallen and had broke in transit, and my theory is try to propagate them. Worst case, you're going to throw them out anyway. So I am going to pot those, or actually just plant them now. And I did have some from the blue salvia, but those did not all take. So we'll see. That one is a blue salvia. So we'll see how they do, the Blue Daze. And I'll show you how many we actually got from that. So see you in a minute. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get that propagated Blew My Mind out of the pot. Like I said, these are the blue sage, which are still green. So I might put those in some soil, give it a couple more days, and then did not make it. Okay, so let's break these out and I'll show you exactly how many we have. There you go. So we have one, you see those little roots right there? One, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's interesting. It's growing down at the bottom. A new plant, a new flower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we have this large one that we could probably cut into 2. Look at all of those roots, just a loving life. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut those already. So it has 2, I can make 2, and so that's, I apologize, I already miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new plants. So I'm going to go ahead and pot those up and let them grow on, and then we'll go ahead and plant them in the landscape. This one has roots at the very tippy top, so I'm going to put this one in really deep and then add some soil up high. Bury it really well. There you go. 8 new bonus plants for free.